I wouldn't say it's turmoil. Oh, can.
Welcome, King Abdomen. You don't have your crown on, King Abdomen.
Damn it. I don't. I should find my crown. Where is my crown? King without a crown.
Isn't that ironic?
It's not properly silly unless I take the hat off, right?
No. Now you're proper. Now you're a proper king.
So you're not going to introduce me to the fan base?
I did. Oh yeah, this King Abdomen actually wrote and produced this music that is the basis behind the theme music for Evolutionary Theology. The one and only Tim Eason. Welcome.
It's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
So we're gonna.
Well,
We'll chat a little bit.
Discussion. Music and the origins of music. I think music started just as a guttural thing with people banging rocks together. Where it was a chant,
grunting, and
a lot of
together.
unga bungas were going on. Unga bunga, unga bunga.
That was
That was the
music.
jam back in the day, back
jam,
10,000 BC.
That was the rockin'.
And we've managed to progress to where music has branched out a lot. And when I say a lot, it's incomprehensible to look at the amount of different styles of music, the different subgenres of music that we have today. And I mean, it is brilliant. And it is proof that there's a such thing as evolutionary theology, where people just kind of embrace what they like and they move it forward a little bit. Classical was brilliant in that respect. Jazz, even rap music, I mean, all forms of art were that way.
Yeah.
And I feel really silly wearing this crown, but he made me do it. So, but music is a pure art form, just like drawing pictures. It is something that people have been doing for millennia, since before probably recorded history. But I feel like it's a disrespected art form, and in today's modern age of Pro Tools and recording technology, where it's just taken for granted, where people have natural talent, as opposed to people who can program something into a computer with AI and make it sound brilliant.
Yeah, big difference. So when you can actually take an instrument or your voice or drums and make incredible music, either alone or with other people together, it's kind of a synergy of emotion that can be created out of that.
Prince was an amazing musician who could play something upwards of like 27 to 32 instruments without fault. He was an amazing musician, and that people like him don't come along often.
No.
Eddie Van Halen didn't create tapping, but he certainly innovated it and moved it into a more mainstream field. Black Sabbath pretty much invented heavy metal. I could keep going on with it, but I think the fact is redundant. I made my point.
Well, nothing can be invented; it can only be discovered, right? Because it unless it exists in some sort of substrate in the fabric of society, a fabric of reality, it can't be discovered. So it's discovered, not invented.
you have it. That was just kind of an impromptu thing that music should be about. Mistakes and all. Have fun with what you're doing. Enjoy it. Life's too short to get caught up on anything. Miles Davis once said that there are no wrong notes.
That makes a lot of sense. If you play it, it must exist for a reason, right?
Well, I would think so, and that goes along with theology and going, it's okay. Mistakes are okay. People make mistakes. I would like to think that, God, I've made enough mistakes for like 10 people or 20, and that's how we learn. That's how we progress in our lives. Playing guitar is easy. Making the faces is the funny part.
Yeah, that's hard to make the faces sometimes.
So.
So.
And Tommy and I don't get together enough and play, so if this seems really rough, it's because it is really rough. But I love playing guitar with this guy. I really appreciate the fact that he chose some of the music I wrote to be the intro and the outro for
Theme
his
music,
podcast.
Evolutionary Theology, yeah.
Bad notes. Yes, there were mistakes made, but it was still just a flow of consciousness. We didn't discuss this, we didn't practice this, we just went for it. Maybe not even for your amusement, but for our amusement. If it sucked,
I'm gonna take the capo off.
let him know.
Let's play some.
I gotta still retune because. It's always the low E and the high E.
Okay, we're at 15 minutes, so we'll go a little bit longer and then wrap it up. What do you think? Do you think the Middle East conflict has any relevance to the Bible at all?
Yes, I do, and that conflict has been going on for so long now that it is not only biblical and historical, but it is unending.
Yeah.
There's always something going on in the Middle East, and I feel bad for them because they can't seem to find a way to coexist.
Yeah.
At all. There's always one side's better than the other, and they always want to fight. And I think that's a symptom of the universe right now, that people can't find a way to just simply coexist and go, I don't like your opinion. Okay, well, you don't have to like my opinion. You don't have to like me, but everybody has a right to life, to do their thing. I know that sounds very naive, but it is the truth that I think that our higher power would not want us fighting over our differences as much as we are. People used to embrace differences and say, that's great, I'm learning about a new culture, or I'm learning about something new. But the conflict in the Middle East has been going on longer than I've been alive, and gosh knows, I'm getting older. I mean, it goes back to the biblical days. They just can't seem to get along. I can't fix that. America can't step up and fix that. It's not our job to fix that. It's nobody's job to fix that. If they can't get along, they need to move. Move to another country.
Well, I think
leave each other alone. And it's not that I don't have a heart or a conscience on their problematic situation. It's just, it's been going on for generations.
Yeah.
And we can't step in as a United States and fix it. They can't fix it because it's been going on for so long. I just find it...
Well, it's a religious thing.
Atrocious that they just can't let well enough alone and just say, okay, I agree to disagree.
Uh-huh.
There's too much hate that's going on.
Yeah.
They can't find a way to agree to disagree, and that bothers me. It deeply bothers me, but I can't control it.
The key word I think that you mentioned earlier was opinion. So what we need less of is opinion in this world and more fact and truth, like you also mentioned. So like, I think if people would step up and start to really take evolutionary theology into account, you should see that it's that fundamental underlying belief that underlies all other belief systems that we can agree on. It doesn't,
I believe in what the late great Bill Hicks said, that if we could all put aside our personal differences, one day we could truly go out and explore the stars together as one race, hand in hand, together as one.
Uh-huh.
But as long as people are just going, I don't like your opinion on this, or your religious views, and I'm gonna kill you for that. That's an impossibility within my lifetime. Okay, I don't do impossibilities. I do improbabilities, but this shit's been going on since the biblical era, maybe even before. I don't like your opinion on something. Well, I don't like you, so let's just duke it out and kill each other.
That's making it biblical again, really.
But the fact is if humanity could come to the realization that we can all get along and accept each other's religious views or views on anything, right from sexuality to ice cream to Coca-Cola and coffee. I mean, you name it. It goes right across the board. If we could all find a way just to get along, we could join together and really explore what it is like to be a human race.
Mm-hmm. Respect each other's differences of
I mean, I feel pretty deeply about that. I hope that I didn't confuse the audience, but it's very true.
When you threw ice cream in there, I started to get a little confused.
Some people like pistachio and some people don't. Some people like chocolate, some people don't. But I think that I think fundamentally, deep down, it is just the understanding should be, if you're not hurting me, and your religious views, your taste in ice cream isn't harming me, then we can all get along. But we have people that just don't get that.
Yeah.
They don't understand that it's okay to disagree with somebody. What it's not okay to do is to hate somebody because they don't agree with you. It's okay to disagree with somebody. I feel like that's a fundamental human truth. What I don't feel like is a fundamental human truth, and sadly it is that people hate each other for dumb reasons. Oh, look, you're bald. Oh, look, you're wearing a Burger King hat. Oh, look, you've got green eyes. You know, people have a checklist of moronic ideas, and maybe mine sound moronic either, but I do believe if we could put aside some of the simplest differences in the world, that's when we're going to see evolution in the human race.
Yeah.
Music is a touchstone of that. Like I said earlier, music started out as probably 2 or 3 people in a cave somewhere going, you know, and then somebody went
banging rocks together. Yeah, banging sticks.
Ooh, unga bunga, ooh, oh, ooh, unga.
Or they could even clap.
Before even spoken language.
They even use their hands to make music.
Right. Before even spoken language. So they learned how to get that far. We learned how to get that far. We learned how to create all this music. Even though I'm not a fan of some of it, I'm not going to diss it. Musicians should never say, that's bad.
It's creativity.
It's creativity, it's artistic. The people getting along, the Middle East conflict disturbs me because it's been going on forever.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I mean, for me, it's a sad thing to look at how they treat each other. Oh, one guy's from this side and one guy's from that side. He doesn't believe what I believe in. And it's like, I get commitment. I do. What I don't get is people harming each other over their commitments to their respective religions. I don't think in the Quran or the Bible or any other sacred text it says, kill thy brother. But people, technically, they do that. They just go, no, my religion's better than yours. Well, and then, of course, the other religion goes, well, why? Mine's better than yours. It's rubbish. It's an absolute rubbish opinion. I've played in so many musical situations where I played with people who were either Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. What comes out in the end of music is a great song. The great idea, the great peacemaker. Music is the great peacemaker. Because when people pick up their instruments and they just sit down and play, they leave all of that stereotypical stuff behind. And they realize that music is the great binder, I would like to think. I would like to think for me it is. I've never walked into a room with a bunch of other musicians and said, oh, you're a Muslim, I can't play music with you. Doesn't work that way. You go in, you play music because it's a love, it's a passion. I'm either committed or should be committed. I do believe, though, that music is a great common denominator. And if people would just take time to breathe a little bit and realize that our differences are okay to have. If somebody's not hurting you, don't hurt them. Let them be. Because what somebody does in the privacy there, I mean, hopefully the audience understands that I'm a pacifist. I don't want anybody to hurt anybody. I want people to get along and understand each other, but without music, people wouldn't be able to communicate that way. They just couldn't do it. And a disclaimer, I do love my Muslim friends, I do love my Christian friends, I love my Baptist friends, and all across the board. I just see that it's a different kind of racism that shouldn't exist.
You gonna play us out, Tim? We'll wrap it up.
No, I think I'm a little played out, and I'd like to thank everybody who watches this, and hopefully I wasn't totally annoying.
Oh, well, yes. Thank you for joining us on Evolutionary Theology, the musical episode. And
Next time we'll take requests. And, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining us. We